Hello, hello, everybody. My heart rate is literally, my heart's in my throat. I got like the most bizarre error message the second I was going to go live, and it was like, sorry, can't. I'm like, what? We're waiting.
Excuse me?
Yeah, but I just retried and it worked. So let's keep our fingers crossed that today works. Chaos. Anyone new? Welcome. Welcome to the chaos. I'm AmyR. We're currently live. If you're watching this later, we're on replay where things are a little bit bonkers because that's just how I roll. And I forgot to turn on my little.
There we go.
There we go. There we go.
I knew there was something.
People keep asking about that little neon crate light. I got it at Michael's. It was dirt cheap. It is cheap. I got it on clearance. I wouldn't pay full price for that thing. It's battery operated and it's cute, you know? And then I've got those that have been watching the live since last year. I've got the Halloween one, the bat light. That'll be coming out soon. Did I get one for Christmas? I think I did. Didn't I get a snowflake? I don't remember. Yeah. I had a snowflake. So the unpaid intern's in the corner. We're gonna make a couple cards. I was die cutting right before we started. I'm actually, you know what? I'll talk to you guys while I do my, there we go. We'll do a little while I, yap and do whatever's. I was doing some die cutting and trying to get things assembled a little bit ahead of time because I didn't realize till I started die cutting that these were all separate. Thanks, Kathy Zilski. Anyway, we're live. Hopefully everything works. I will also add a little disclaimer just in case. It shouldn't happen during the live, but we are under a severe storm warning right now, which I was going to say normally doesn't happen here, but considering 2 days ago, we got hit by like marble-sized hail and it was nuts.
Almost blew one of our trees down.
Yep, almost ruined one of our trees in the backyard, and it was chaos. So they're expecting that again, plus tornadoes, and like they're literally like, make sure you have water and medications for potential power outages, all this stuff, which again does not happen here very often. So if we will blame the storm if all of a sudden the life just stops, but we should be fine. We should be fine. So anyway, that's what's going on our neck, in our neck of the lack of woods. We don't have woods around here. We're in the middle of the prairies. Again, for those that aren't aware, we live in the middle of Saskatchewan.
Yep.
And yeah, prairies. That's where the prairie paper and ink came from. So yeah, hello to everybody. And yeah, the unpaid intern, he's in the corner. Right he's got his snicks. Yep. He's got his snicks. And he's updating my games for me. Cause when I do have the time, I like to play video games. And yeah, he updates them and adds all the mods and crazy things for me, cause I've also lost track. I hope, okay, those are 3 layers. These are 3 layers. That is 3 layers. Okay, we're getting there. So it's not usually I keep them. I pay the unpaid intern in peanut M&Ms. Today it's Reese's Pieces. That's his other fave. So I got him those, and he made sure to grab them before the live, so he's got his snacks. Oh my goodness. And yeah, this is the tedious part because I also plan on doing 2 cards today. And I got all of these to assemble, hello to Barbados and Louisiana, and I saw Holland and Australia, and just, it blows my mind. It blows my mind. Okay, those were 3. I got to keep track of what I'm doing because otherwise I'm going to end up stacking like 15. Those are stuff their garage is full, would get awful damage on their vehicles with hail like that. Oh yeah, yep. I had to sit and hope, and that was the first thing I checked after our hailstorm because I'm in the garage. We can't park in our garage because I'm in here. It's my space, so we have nowhere to put our vehicles. So
they're exposed to the elements.
Yep, I'm really, really, really hoping we don't get the hail they're predicting because it sounds awful.
Because get the tarp out and hope
I guess, like, with the last one, people were putting blankets
Yeah.
on the windows of the vehicle. I don't blame them. I didn't even think of that, but if it gets really bad, I guess we might have to run out there with blanket. I don't know. I don't even want to. I give people props because that when it was that hail was coming down, it was bad. Like, it damaged our concrete, yet it didn't damage the vehicles. I'll take it. I'm fine with it. It was nuts. Everything was nuts. Okay. Let's spell these words out. And yeah, everything is. Oh yeah, that's right. The unpaid intern was catching recycle bins last weekend. That's right.
Yeah.
During the other, we've had some crazy
The
weather.
weather this year has been something else.
Yeah, the weather has been nuts, and we've had some crazy storms. The one we had that was Friday. That storm was nuts. Like, we got hit with about between 2 and 4 inches of rain in under like an hour.
Yeah, something like that.
Like,
Streets were flooded.
oh yeah, streets were flooded, tons and tons of damage. Thankfully, we were mostly okay where we are here, but it was stressful. It was stressful. So, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Please let the car be if it gets that bad. Our flesh and bones don't like hail. Oh, I know. Oh, I know. I didn't even. I stayed under where our front door is. We've got a little bit of a like a roof over it, and I refused to venture past that when the hail was coming down because it was literally pinging off the neighbor's roof and like coming sideways at me. So I just kind of like hovered so I could tell Chris because he wasn't at home at the time. He was in the vehicle. Huh. Things were nuts. Anyway, no. Personal, body more important than vehicle. Yeah. So anywho, does anyone know if the large bottle also fits in the adhesive holder? It doesn't. It doesn't. The glue press, I have this link. This is the precision glue press. It holds the standard Nouveau bottle. This is the 2 ounce. It is literally made for this bottle. The other one won't fit. It's too big. But yeah, you could get the bigger bottle because it, especially like sales, things like that, and just pour it into this bottle. That's what I do because I don't use the glue it comes with, even though the Nouveau glue is good. It is good glue. That was my go-to glue before I switched to which I don't have a bottle of it. The Craft Tacky glue. It's linked below as well. I just pour it into this bottle. It's a bit of a pain for me because the glue I use is super thick, but that's what I like to use. I did a whole review on the glue press a while ago. While I'll keep talking to you guys while I'm just gonna keep adhering this because I have to do it anyway. So let's get it done and get it out of the way before we get to the fun, colorful stenciling that I plan on doing. Because yeah, this is the tedious part. This is what I usually do when I'm like filming my regular videos, my shortened edited videos. Stuff like this, whether I have the camera on or not, depending on how I decide to film it, this is where I zone out usually, and I have like music going or Netflix or something, and yeah, because it's kind of a mindless task, but doing it live is like, woo! Look at it, like this is so exciting. Just your lives are being so changed, learning so much right now. Anyway, I missed. I saw something on Facebook made a car cover out of pool noodles to protect from hail. I love it. If we had like if we had really nice vehicles, like those like fancy, very expensive vehicles, which we don't. Yeah, I'd attach a bunch of pool noodles, make a cover to protect it when the weather's bad. But like they're expensive regardless, but they ain't like that level of expensive. Okay. Here we go. I know you and Kathy Zielski like to do Snarky, but I haven't seen any inspiration done with the Riley & Co. Snarky sentiments. I love them, but can't figure out what kind of cards to put them on. I really like the Riley & Company Snarky sentiments. The only reason I haven't used them in a long time is a lot of times when they're released, they sell out too fast for me to even get any. And honestly, a lot of them, I collect them. I haven't in a long time, but a lot of them I didn't use on cards. I have older videos on my channel using them because they're just, some of them are hilarious. Some of them are just downright almost nasty. I love it. You know, we can use some good snarky sentiments. Um, so yeah, every once in a while when I remember, when I see the like a new release of them, I post about them like in my Facebook page, things like that. To give people a heads up to grab some while they can, sort of a thing. But yeah, they're usually sold out before I get anything in my hands. And yeah, I do love Snarky. I don't post as much on like putting them on cards a lot of times because like some of them are downright inappropriate in a sense. And not that I overly care what people think, but as a content creator, sometimes when you make risque cards in this space, yeah, it can just get a little bonkers. But yeah, they're fun. They're fun. I love it.
I think
Um,
it's probably a thing about knowing your audience, right? If you know the person well enough that they would understand, that's sort of a joke for me.
that is part of it too. Yes, like people, that's those sentiments definitely have their place. People that get it. And I know a lot of you that have followed me for a long time, you guys get it. You get my twisted sense of humor. Trust me. And even then, I keep it somewhat contained. Trust me. I'm much more foul mouthed. And my humor is a lot darker than I share on my videos. Because, I try to keep things family friendly. Even though during lives, like I was, we're all adults here. But that is something we do act, and we literally get penalized with as content creators. If you're using foul language or anything like that, we literally get penalized for it. Like we won't get approved for like AdSense and things like that. So fun, so fun. But trust me, love it. Love Snarky. I'm all for just dark, twisted humor. That's my thing. That's what I do. So, and yes, you should do an after dark live with the Snarky sentiments. We've kind of talked about this, and Chris and I talked about it in length as well. And Kathy Zielski actually summed it up really well in one of her lives because same thing, people were requesting that. Um, it same thing. It's about the algorithms and the audience, and there's not really a way to separate that. So it would just be public, and people have mentioned like, oh well, just start a second channel for that kind of content. And I literally thought about it, but it's not that simple. You can't go live on, like, I can't just go start a new channel and then start doing like fun, twisted, snarky humor cards on like during lives on that. You have to have a certain like follower count. Like it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work to even get that, to be able to do it. So, I'm not saying never say never, because you never know.
We're still thinking of other ways to do
Yeah, we're thinking of ways, because it would be fun to go live some evenings. We can have a glass of wine, just muck around and make things and use inappropriate stamp sentiments and just be silly. It would be fun. I think it would be a lot of fun. Down the road, let's hope I can figure out a way to like make that work somehow. It would be a lot of fun, and I think we could all just kick back, relax. You know, we'll see. We'll see. So, yeah. Um, it just, yeah. I was just, you should create a snarky set. Yeah, I've put product creation on the back burner for those that haven't followed me for a long time. I used to have my own stamp line many, many years ago. It has now been almost a decade since I discontinued it. And yeah, same thing. I'll never say never that I won't like go back to maybe designing product again. I just, dudes, my life is chaos. I'm not kidding. Like it never ends. There's always something. So I has ideas. I just don't have the time, and I don't have the technical like know-how anymore. Because the way I used to do it back in the day for my little red rubber stamp sets, not how it is anymore. You need to know computer programs a little bit better. Like I hand drew a lot of mine and scanned them, and it was a process, and it was ridiculous. But yeah, those were the days. It's been a long time. It's been a really long time, but we'll just see. I see and hear the requests for that kind of stuff and for me to design again, and I appreciate it. I'm glad people, I don't know, people think that highly of me that they would want to see what comes out of this twisted brain. Like, be careful what you wish for, people. That might not be a good thing. Anyway, I'm gonna finish assembling my little the little tittles. Free the tittle.
You.
There we go. Not bad. Not bad. Okay, now we just got to assemble them. Adhere them to the outline. Whoa, I'm doing great here. Actually, I'm not doing bad. I just feel like I'm going very backwards for today with this. But you know what? That's okay. Don't need to follow. Actually, I'll keep my tray out. Put these back into it once I yeah, it was this. It's linked in the supply. This is the Good Vibes. This was the new one from Kathy Zielski. And yeah, gonna get them all adhered to this outline. So this was all white cardstock. White cardstock again. Brilliant. Learning so much, people. Simon Smooth White heavyweight cardstock. Die cut 3 times. So I did it 6 times because we're gonna do 2 cards today. I'm not even gonna say maybe. We're gonna do it because the whole plan I have going on. And the outline I die cut from black cardstock. Oop. There we go. And then adhere everything together. Just like I'm showing. And even though these letters are individual, they're not little and finicky. Even though I don't mind little and finicky sometimes, it's just, again, when you're live and I'm doing multitasking to the extreme, it can get a little crazy. So yeah. Okay. I took over the dining room. Our garage has some classic cars in it. Yeah, see, things like that. Like if we owned classic cars,
That'd be a different situation.
that would be, yeah. I probably, if we owned those types of vehicles, yeah, I probably wouldn't be able to work in the garage because, you know, you got to keep them stored and take care of them. Like, although if I ever own a classic car, it most likely will be like an old classic, like VW Bug. Someday.
VW camper van.
Yeah, the VW camper van, man. Ugh, want. Same thing. We got too many kids for vehicles like that. That's why I don't own them. You know, you can't fit my horde of children into a little Volkswagen bag. That's why I have to drive an enormous SUV. Who knows? Someday.
It'll happen.
Someday. There we go. So there's one. Got a bit of glue on there. Okay, hello to everybody. So there's one sentiment ready to go. Love it. I love Kathy's sentiments, like her wafer dies, everything, always, and her stamps. I have her new stamp set too here, this one. That's also linked in the, linked with the supplies. I think I'm only going to use like one of the stamps on the inside of the card is the plan. But this was a good set. Kind of almost bordering on snarky, like we were talking about, but just some good sentiments. Because, you know, sometimes it's not, you know, like just thinking of you, you know, hugs, whatever. It's like some days suck. Yep, love it, you know? And it's okay not to not be okay. This blows. Truth, you know? Truth. Sometimes you need that. You know, oh, right. Thank you, Sandra. Don't forget the tittle. I did. I wanted to free them and then I forgot about them. Okay, you're right. I would have remembered like afterwards, but thank you. I will. In fact, I'll get the one on here before I forget. Before I lose it is the thing. That's usually what happens. Put a little dot of glue. There we go. There we go. Okay. Sure you can. It'll just be kids on top of kids. It's not very safe. Yeah. Yeah. Now, when we've got so many of them, the thing that sucks is like, especially now, like used vehicles are, the price is disgusting. Like disgusting. But recently someone listed, it was pink, a pink Volkswagen Bug, not a like full vintage one. You know, because the old ones from what, the 60s, 70s or whatever, like one of those. Oh, love, wish. But it was like one of the newer ones. I forget when they stopped making those. But anyway, it was pink and I was like, oh, what? Wanted it so bad, but completely impractical. Not the time. And yeah. Yeah. It has been more than 2 decades since I've owned a small vehicle. And it's probably going to be another decade or more before I can even consider, like, getting a little car just for me. And I'd let the unpaid intern, you know.
We zip around.
Yeah, we could zip around, and I can't even imagine. It's crazy. It's crazy.
There'd be some great drone footage of us going down highways and stuff.
I know, right? I was getting tittle anxiety. That's funny. You guys are funny. I got a brother scan cut for Christmas from him, and I made him a decal that says "Cool minivan, no one ever." Truth. Truth.
There you go. So
that is one thing where I am so judged. Even though, like, I probably wouldn't have. I couldn't get a mini. I had to get an SUV. Like, I don't know why. I have this weird thing in my brain, and I remember when we were like looking at vehicles many years ago, because I had to get something, and I wouldn't even look at minivans. I just told Chris, I was like, I feel like if I get a minivan, it's like putting one foot in the grave. I don't know. And I know that's completely ridiculous. I know it. I'm aware of it. I couldn't do it. Even though now, especially nowadays, like minivans have like all the bells and whistles. Like some of them have built-in vacuums.
Yeah.
You know, I probably should have got one. I probably would have loved it. I just couldn't do it. I don't know.
I tried to get you on.
I know. Chris was like, seriously. And I was like, no, I can't. I'm not a soccer mom. Whatever. Welcome to the unreasonable side of me. Anyway, we got our sentiments done.
I convince you that some of them have like mini fridges in them
now. They got all kinds of bells and whistles now, but we also don't like normally get like new vehicles either. Cause,
no, we don't.
Oh, the price. Anyway, okay, we got the sentiments adhered. We did it. And then My son had a yellow one with a vase in it for flowers. Yes, that's a, like silly little things like that. That was the thing when, as a teenager, when I discovered that Volkswagen Bugs had a little vase in the console for flowers. I was just like, is this meant to be? I need one in my life. Did I ever get one? No. My first vehicle was a monster of a Chevy old metal car. Anyway, let's switch to this. Okay. Okay. Now we're going to get into doing some fun inking of some sort. This is the Happy Rainbow stencil set. This is part of Simon's latest release, like the June Sunny Vibes, I think it's called. I have a link to the release in the description box below the video. Maybe the unpaid intern can also pop it in the chat. This was a big release because they skipped a month. They didn't have a release in May. So the June release is huge. It's fabulous. And yeah, this is a big stencil set. Layering stencils, they're 6x9. So I was like, I can probably get 2 cards with 1 stencil. I've done videos like this on my channel over the years. I've done a few of them where it's like 2-for-1 cards where you just stamp a large image or stencil something, etc. Slice it, 2 card fronts. So that's what we're gonna do. That's the plan. Anyway, let's hope I manage to actually do it. Should be able to. We should be able to do this. So, there we go. I drove a hard yellow 1972 VW Bug and it had air conditioning. Man.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. I do. I love VW Bugs. I've always, like, I still, you know, punch Chris in the arm. It's like punch buggy no return every time we see one. Okay. So I took a sheet of white cardstock and I cut it in half. So that's the plan. That's the plan. So it's right now it's 5.5 by 8.5. Just because if we cut it, 2 card fronts. And then I have a second piece that's supposed to be for the inside. Hopefully. That's the, again, that is the plan. And then we've got our great big stencil. Ooh, let's actually get it in place. There we go. I might need... No, this should work. This should work. Hopefully. Hopefully.
oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Then... Also, and then I'm using rainbow splash inks. You can use whatever inks you want. I get asked, or I get a lot of questions about these inks. The Rainbow Splash line, Simon Says Stamp released this last September. Again, those that follow me are well aware of the chaos of that and the missing package and my meltdowns. That was fun. I did end up getting the Rainbow Splash line. I just didn't do a dedicated video on it because things were nuts. But I've shown these inks in many videos. Many. And as far as I'm aware, the formula is the same as Simon's Positively Saturated inks. The ink pads are the same everything. So that's that on that. And yeah. There's a method to the madness. There is always a method to the madness. So we're gonna do ink blending. Very simple ink blending. Just with my big blending brushes. Just like so. Yes. And then I have to figure out, we do red. This one will be orange. Red. Orange. Because, yeah, doing this live, figuring out red, orange, yellow. Let's do this one green. Let's do this a light green. So the first color was crimson. This one will be lime. We'll just see. We'll just see. I still feel sorry for you about the stamp temporary package. Well, it ended up showing up. You know, I made it work. It was chaos.
Yeah.
Stamp temper is always chaos, but that was like extra, just nuts. But when it did show up, I think it was like a week into stamp temper. I made it work. I work like a crazy person during stamp temper anyway because I'm nuts. For those that might not be aware, Stamptember is a month-long, just massive celebration with Simon Says Stamp, and they partner with like a ton of crafty brands. There's exclusive releases that are limited edition. It goes through the whole month of September, and it's chaos. It's tons of fun, and I'm insane because the last few years I've just made it a thing that I try to do a video for every collab on top of all the videos I do. So last year I did almost 60 videos like a crazy person. So I made it work. We'll see. I'm trying. People have already been asking me about this year, and I'm like, we don't discuss that right now. We're just not discussing it.
Yeah, we got a long way to go.
Yeah. So that was that one. And then let's do purple, green. Let's just do purple. I'll make it work no matter what. I probably should have like actually sat down and planned this out ahead of time, but do I do those things? No. No, I do not. So we're just, oh, I got that bug. Good for me. We're just going to make it work. But yeah, Stamptember. It'll be loads of fun, I'm sure. It'll be chaos. It always is. Craziest month of the year. Loads and loads of fun. So we're gonna, so that was Heather, was the color I used. You did a great job going through. You survived. Yeah, I survived. I operate on spite. That's about the main thing. So, because I'm doing two, you know, I'm gonna make my life easier. I'm not gonna peel this off. I'm gonna use, because I get asked too about all my sticky mats. Yeah, people have been asking a lot. Like, which ones, like, what one do I recommend? Which ones you get? They all work awesome. The first one I was using was the Waffle Flower, the big one, the newer big one. And love it. Love it a lot. There we go. Get that one off there. And then this one, apologies, my microphone's probably just loving that noise. This is the Altenew one. They're very similar. Do you need both? Heck no. Do you need any of them? Not if you're not into that kind of a thing. The only reason I have multiples, different brands, I do this as a job. You know, so some stuff is sent to me, some stuff I'm just curious and I order it. Like this I ordered myself because I was just like, I just want to try it and compare it. Like, why not? So yeah, they all work great. All these brands are amazing. No one needs all the things. I technically don't either. I like it. All right? I like having all the things within reason. So now I'm not re-inking. I'm not going to use the ink pads because this panel is the one that's going to go on the insides of the card. So I want it to be lighter. So I'm barely pressing with my brush. And I'm just kind of picking up whatever residual ink, which there's a fair bit of it, that's on the stencil. And just lightly, like I'm not pressing or anything. I'm just using a light hand, which is not something I'm good at normally. Like I like to just, you know, but that's the method to the madness. So by using what's left on the brush and on the stencil, I'll be able to get a lighter impression to use on the insides of the cards. And it won't be so bright that you, like, the whole point is you need to be able to write over this. Okay. So Now I'm just going to be switching back and forth. I need a bigger boat, man. Literally, I have nowhere to put this. Okay. Pile it up behind me. We'll make this work. We're going to make this work. It's fine. It's fine. Okay. So now we'll do this one. So just line it up with the previous stenciled. There we go. There we go. A month long, don't look at your credit card balance. Yeah. Yes. Stamptember is nuts. It is seriously. It's a lot of fun though. It's fun. Okay, now we're gonna do orange. So this is pumpkin. And yes, I saw mentions about me. Like I kept. I did keep up, even though my package last year like went MIA for like a month. I did post like all the new release, like as each thing was released, each new day's surprise, because that's all part of it too. It's a big surprise. Nothing is announced ahead of time, which drives some people absolutely insane. Yeah, it's all a big surprise. So, and even for me, some of the stuff I'm not even aware of. It's like I learn it when everyone else does. But yeah, I post, and I do that with everything. Like I post stuff on my community page here on YouTube, and then I post on my Facebook page, you know, when I find sales or yeah, new releases, things like that. So yeah. Yeah. So we did that one. And then I want to do green. I'm going to do both shades of blue. That's what I'm going to do with this one. So if we do, let's do the darker blue. We'll do that one here. So, okay. I pull out drawers to hold things. I do that too. I have like one of the little IKEA units beside me, kind of under my desk, and I will pull out the drawers and prop stuff up. And then I have a big filing cabinet behind me that holds my cardstock, and sometimes I'll open a drawer and prop that up, but it's like super heavy. Or the poltergeist will do that as well, because pretty sure this garage is haunted sometimes. Okay.
Just a bit.
Sometimes. Just a bit. Yeah, just a smidge. Just a smidge. Okay, now we need pink. Ooh, we were talking about our Stamptember design today. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's coming. It's coming. It's gonna be chaos. Also, hi, Jen. Do some pink. I'm gonna get that tucked right in there. There we go. Again, I need a bigger boat. I need a bigger boat. I need to take over the whole garage. Ooh, this is gonna be fun. Okay, get that one out of the way. Grab this one. And there we go. The poltergeist is not living next to the gremlins. Yeah, I think the poltergeist lives with the gremlins. I think they're all in cahoots. Because, yeah. Between the, you know, drawer randomly opening itself and then the tech gremlins, I swear they're all just, yeah, in cahoots to drive me completely insane. So, yeah, same thing. Light pressure, not using the ink pads, just whatever's still on the brush and the stencil. So that's orange. Then we get in with the blue, just like so. And then the pink. Get that in there. There we go. There we go. Now that one. Get that guy out of the way. That guy. Orange. Okay. Line this guy up. Nope. Stay where you belong. That's better. That's better. Okay. There we go. Now yellow. So, yellow brush. This into place. Just like this. This was canary, by the way. Yeah, canary. So yellow. And then I wanted to do the other blue. So that's lake, which is just slightly lighter. I'm so glad you're using the rainbow stencil. Want to see how it works? Yay! Well, I'm glad I decided to use it today. I like big stencil sets like this specifically for things like this because it's like, ooh. Because I don't make very many like big cards. I do every once in a while. But my thing is usually I prefer to do A2 size cards because that's just what I do. So big stencils like this, if I can get 2 cards out of one session, perfection. Loves it. Oh, and let's do that little guy, even though, I'm gonna, do I want, no, because the heart will get cut off any now. I'm gonna leave the heart. I'm not gonna stencil it on there. There's a fun little rainbow for now. There's another stencil. Oh no, what am I doing? Nope. Yep. Pay attention, Amy. There we go. There we go. Okay. And so now we'll line this guy up like that. And then whatever's left on the brush and the stencil. That was that color. And the blue. Love it. You know, the blend isn't perfect. It doesn't matter. One, these smooth out a bit, but this again, this is going to get cut and it's going to go on the inside. Do I want to add the patterns to this? We'll see. We'll see. So, that's over there. Come back to this guy. And on the final stencil, we can add patterns to this. So, that also means I need to use my smaller brushes because these are all red, orange, yellow. Okay. So, I want to use darker red. So this is scarlet because the previous one was the crimson. So if I go in with my littler brushes, then this way I don't have to worry about like trying to mask off any of this because otherwise I just wouldn't do it. I'll do masking when I need to for certain things, you know, but stuff like this, I'm not gonna. I don't have time for that. So we'll just get that into place. And then for the orange, I'm just gonna use the same orange. I'm just gonna apply it a bit heavier. So hopefully it'll show up. We'll see. We'll see. It should. There we go. This will just give everything a little extra something. Those ink pads look super juicy. Oh, they are. These, as well as the like Simon Positively Saturated inks, Concord 9th inks. Heck, even my Altenew Fresh Dye inks. Even though the Altenew Fresh Dye inks are like a different shape, and their ink pads are the like the felt with the linen top, but I find them all very saturated, which is good in my opinion. You know, because it just gives me more time before I actually have to re-ink anything. So the thing to remember though, because that's why I like tap off just out of habit. Even when I want to do a darker outline, like it's habit to like do in the ink pad, and then those are all from my brushes, you know. Either I tap it inside the ink pad or on my work surface, whatever. And I do that because sometimes like they can be so saturated, and I notice it, like there will be too much ink before you go to the stencil or, you know, your paper if you're just doing a blend, and there'll be so much ink on the brush that it's just like, you don't want that. So it's become like muscle memory to do apply to paper. So now this was, and this was grass green. Get that in there. Just like so. Got a little. There we go. Fix that. Ooh! Don't wreck it, Amy. It'll be just a thing. Very close. That was close. Line it back up. We're good. We're good. Crisis averted. Okay. I want... Which one of these is supposed to be darker? This one. I want the darker blue for this. So use the darker blue. Brushes there. There we go. I want to get the Altenew grip mat to use for stenciling. Should I get the low grip version or the original, which I think is very sick? Get the original. But maybe ask other makers that have both and can like fully confirm. I don't have the low grip one. I just have the originals. I have it in both the big that I'm using, and I have the smaller one that's meant for their stamp wheel. And for me, that's perfect. I wouldn't want it to be lower tack, but that is just me. Yeah. I like the grippy stickiness of the. They call it like they call theirs ultra sticky, and I find it works amazing. Okay, did all of that, and then I'm gonna do light pink for the last little bit. So let's get that out of the way. Boom. Okay, pink. There we go. Love it. The pattern's just like, give it that little extra something. Love it. Okay, I am going to use it on the inside just because I can. Why not? Why not? The one about the sticky mat?
Yeah.
I already did that. I was just... Okay. You're not even... Actually, no. I lied. I'm not going to use that on the inside. There's way too... It'll be too much. Too much. We'll keep the inside a little bit simpler because I'm going to stamp a sentiment. Yeah, proof that you're like not paying attention at all. Good job, unpaid intern.
I got so many.
You got so many what?
Look at all the mods I got.
All the mods? There's a ton of updating that my little games need. Anyway, okay. Just stick that on there so I can... I keep the acetate sheets that come with my grip mats because I don't leave my grip mats out, mostly because again I have like legit just this much space to craft in, like, and these do take up Like they're big, you know. So I have a little kind of basket off to the side, and I just prop them in. So I keep the acetate sheets to store them. Cause yeah. And then like I've talked about this a lot with, regardless of the brand, whether it's the Altenew, the Waffle Flower, the Picket Fence, because Picket Fence Studios also has grip mats. These are all high quality photopolymer. Same as our clear stamps. These are all high quality photopolymer. When it comes to photopolymer, you do not use alcohol to clean them. Don't do it. Trust me. If you've done it once or twice in the past, it's not going to, kill anything. But alcohol can like break down the photopolymer over time, or just it's not good for it. So I just use like my go-to just baby wipes, or like a stamp cleaner that's meant for photopolymer. These will stain. Reds especially, black soot from the distress line, because black soot's just is. These will stain, as will your stamps. That is okay. It's not the end of the world. Like, a stained stamp is a loved stamp. Our tools get stained and get messy. As long as it's clean, I don't really care. But just don't use abrasive cleaners, and do not soak these in water. Same with your stamps. Don't soak them. You can rinse them with water and let them air dry. Don't soak them in water. It will ruin them, and you don't want that. So there we go. Okay. He got so many snacks. Now he thinks he doesn't need to work. True. Yeah. He's literally just sitting there snacking, doing his thing. It's all good. It's all good. So yeah, we're gonna do splatter, of course. Splatter, splat box. Splatter. There we go. And then today I decided to use my Yasutomo, because I get asked about this one. My Yasutomo like watercolor gold. Mine is a little bit wonky because the brush I used in this had probably black soot in it from splatter. It's either the black soot or Altenew's black gouache. Both of those are ridiculously pigmented. So it's a little bit not pristine gold anymore, but I also don't care. So you add a bit of water. And then I need my little fan brush. Okay. There we go. Oh, and then we got to remember, as always, because again, Amy is petty. There we go. There we go. And then regardless of the brand, whether it's these or my Gonzai Tombi Starry Colors or any brand of metallic watercolors, you need to like add water, agitate it, work it up, etc. It's not like your basic watercolors where you can just touch it with a wet brush and immediately get payoff, like immediately get color. Metallics are their own little beast, and just they need to be worked up. So that's what I'm doing. Got my little fan brush. This, I don't know why it's like mesmerizing. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. Then we can add a bunch of splatter, as we do. Yep, good enough. Good enough. There we go. And then rinse off the brush. Wipe it off. Let it dry. And then we've got a fun rainbow background. Another thing you could do with this, instead of making cards with it, this would look really nice. You could, add something and like this could be framed. Like that's another thing you could do. That would be really cute. If I had the more wall, I've like run the space for everything. To make a little piece of art and frame it and put it up in here because I love my rainbow theme stuff. But yeah, but like there we go. So now we gotta let that dry. And normally I'm gonna put this This needs to dry as well. I'm just going to set it in its little container and out of the way so I don't get my elbow in it. Also, how about I just stack up all these ink pads? I have this, I'm not kidding. I need a bigger boat. Oh my goodness. Okay, there we go. There we go. So normally when the splatter's drying, I'd be assembling the sentiment, but I did that in the beginning because, you know, usually there's a method to the madness. So let's finish the inside of these cards. So you cut this in half at 4 1/4. So there we go. And then I am going to trim these down a bit more to go on the insides of my cards. So I'm going to take a 1/4 inch off each side, just because I can. So I'll trim this down to 3 3/4 by 5. So we got that. And then we'll repeat the process on this one. Taking a 1/4 inch off each side. So 3 3/4 by 5. So we got that. And then I need my MISTI. And then the stamp set that I showed already. I thought it would be cute if I can get it out. There we go. I want to do that and that. Those are the sentiments I want to use. So if we stick that there, sending a paper hug. Hope you feel it. I thought that was a cute sentiment. I send hugs in card form. I've mentioned this many times. A lot of people know this. I laughed so hard. When I went to Simon's Create event last year, someone said that, I think, like to my face. They were like, "Oh, I know you're not a hugger," and it threw me off because I was like, how'd you know that? How did you know that about me? But I was like, oh, they actually like watch my content. Shocker, you know. I'm at a card making like event with fellow card makers, some of whom actually follow me. Anyway, yeah, I'm not a hugger, but at that event I actually am. Go figure. I think I just need to be maybe in the right place at the right time with the right type of people. The rest of the time I'm just like, stay away. Don't touch me. Gross. Anyway. As Chris is snickering in the corner. He knows. He's the exception though. Him and my kids, they are the exception to my space bubble.
That's good because we've been together for a while.
Yeah, we have been together for a while. So now, you know, I'm glad I've let him know that. But although he does know, sometimes I'm just like, don't look at me, don't talk to me, just no.
There
Before coffee, that's usually.
You just gotta leave the other person alone and let them be
yep.
by themselves.
I already lost my other. There it is. I'm like, I lost the other inside to the other card. Anyway, yeah, lining up the stamps. And then gonna ink it up. There we go. Love it. Love it. I can see this will probably be a sentiment that I will, like this stamp set I'll use a lot. And these sentiments, I know I'm going to use it a lot, especially these two. I always end up having like certain favorites with certain sets, which again, you guys watch my videos, you know, I'll use them over and over and over and over and over and over again, because that's what I like to do. That is what I like to do. Okay, so I'll put these back on here. See if that splatter is dry so I can hack up that piece. Looks like it. That's the thing. That's the interesting thing specifically with this watercolor. Or like this metallic, the acetone stuff. It dries very matte. Like it doesn't have, I literally can't show it like a metallic sheen. It's not like my other metallics. It's pretty. It is different. So yeah, it's interesting. But I kind of like that. So it depends on my mood. But yeah, fun. Okay, so that one is dry. Yep, mostly. There was one little blob that wasn't, but he should be fine. He should be fine. So now we gotta hack up this one. And same thing. Line it up at 4 1/4 because that's the halfway mark. And slice. And then these guys I also want to cut down. I'm going to cut these down same way. I'm going to do a 1/4 inch off all the sides. Just cause. Like, don't have to if you don't want to. So we'll do 5 by 3 3/4. So got that. Just per rainbow.
It is a pretty rainbow.
Isn't it? I love it. You just can't go wrong with rainbows. There we go. And then that. Yes. Yes. And there we go. Okay. So I got that. Now, I'm going to make these into flat shaker cards. Because why not? And I just posted a video the other day, a couple days ago, making a flat shaker card. It was for this release. And I posted a link in that video. Oh, that's what I forgot to do, but whatever. In that video, I did post a link to my flat shaker playlist because I've got dozens of videos making flat shakers. Now I've got to grab my container. And I do get asked a lot how I store, because I save all my packaging. And this isn't even all of it. I just keep it in a bin. That's it. I keep it in a bin and I save all my packaging, but also you can get, and I posted a link to it, you can get just packs. You can get this out of here. Okay. You can get packs of these like clear bags, and they are just a whole pack. And these, the ones I link to, they don't have like an adhesive flap or anything. So you can use them for storage, that kind of stuff, like put stamps on cards, whatever. But I have extras to use for flat shakers. So one of these I can generally get 4 shakers out of, and I'm going to show that. So that's what you can do. Let me get my adhesive. Okay. So to make a flat shaker, what we need is we just kind of eyeball this, and then I just cut it basically in half. So then I'll save the rest for future projects, aka throw it in that bin like I do. So this is 2 pieces because, you know, it was a little bag. So I just take my scissors on the seams, snip it off just like so. Okay, and then once I've got that, you take the little packaging, the panel I want to make a shaker, just kind of center it in there like so. And then you need a strong adhesive. I do not recommend liquid adhesive for something like this at all. Like at all. And I love my liquid adhesive. I use it for everything except for stuff like this. You'd be sitting here all bloody day waiting for it to dry if you use liquid adhesive. There's a reason why I don't like using liquid adhesives on acetate in any shape or form if I can avoid it. Because the thing with liquid glue is liquid glue, you know, when you apply it, the glue is absorbing, and you know, you apply it and then you're pressing it to another piece of cardstock, and the glue is absorbing into those layers of cardstock as it dries, you know, absorbing into it, fusing it. It's glue. But when you're applying liquid glue to something like this, it's going to absorb into the cardstock, but it can't absorb into the acetate. It can't. So it's going to take 10 times longer to dry, and it's not it's not going to bond fully. Some will, like glossy accents works, like, is it in certain cases I'll do it. I just don't like it. And for flat shakers, no. Because the last thing you want is the glue not adhering properly, filling it all up with your things, and then it decides to just like, maybe if you're sending the card to someone you don't like and you're just kind of hoping, you know, but really, if you're going to go to the time and effort to send a card to someone you don't like, just fold a piece of cardstock, write whatever horrible things you want to write, and then fill the card with loose glitter. The more you know. Anyway, so adhesive. TEAR RIFIC tape. This is from Simon & Stamp. Score tape. Red line tape. These are what I call dry adhesives. I don't know how else you'd call them. These work the best. They work the best. And they will hold. Are you still keeping track of affiliate orders to check for your commission? Yeah. I talked about that in the last live. We're dealing with it. We're dealing with it. It sucks. It's annoying. A lot of you have been messaging me, you know, screenshots and info of your orders. For those again that aren't aware, there's a ton of chaos going on behind the scenes with our affiliate provider and things being broken now. We're going on 3 months. It has been not fun at all. It sucks so much. So, yeah, Will. I'm exhausted. I'm frustrated. It's not been good. Because yes, all my links, again, for anyone who's not aware, I need to make a habit. I say it in the beginning of all my pre-recorded videos in my intro. I need to get a habit saying it in my lives. All my links are affiliate links. And all that means is that when you click on one of my links, it's just a little tracking cookie. And then if you end up placing an order, I am supposed to get credit for that order at no cost. It does not cost anyone extra ever, because I wouldn't use them otherwise, because that's just dirty. Doesn't cost anyone extra, and that adds up throughout the month, and that is a big chunk of my income. And it helps a ton. So, yeah. So when the affiliate links aren't working properly, it just does wonders for my stress levels. How far back are we going? It broke like the end of March is when things broke, and it's been a nightmare. I'm not even. Yeah. It has been a nightmare. Yes, I use baby wipes to clean my stamps for the most part. Just the Kirkland ones. I've shown this. I get the Kirkland, like, from Costco. I am a like super deluxe member at Costco because ton of kids we buy in bulk. I like these ones though because they're plant based. Like the fibers that actually make them are plant based, so that's just nicer, you know. But I use that, and then I have it linked in my most used, which is linked in the description below. I use the Brutus Monroe Squeaky Clean stamp cleaner and the Simon Says stamps. Mine is like turned white, like clear, but it's like a blue technically. Ultra Clean. Those are my two. This one will remove anything really stubborn. This just is your basic good cleaner. So these are my two go-tos. That's what I use all the time. All the time. So, but yeah, for a quick little like wipe, I just use a baby wipe. Anyway, I sealed up the 3 sides, as you can see. 3 sides are sealed. 4th side, we don't seal it up till we put in the good stuff. So we're just gonna go like that. Just like that. So right now we have it partially, and I'll do the second one and then we'll fill it with all the fun things, because otherwise I'm gonna lose this little piece. When we email you our order form, do you need a screenshot of each item too? No, no. All the only info I need if people are, wanting to send me that info is, and I'll write it as I'm saying it because otherwise I'm going to forget. The things that I need to know, because there's a way for me to file a dispute with the affiliate provider. And when I file it, these are the things they ask for is the order number, the date and time the order was placed. Time is subjective. I don't need it exactly. Like when I'm filing it, they literally want like down to the minute, but who remembers that? Like I ordered at 10:03 p.m. Whatever. The date is more important because I've got to the point I'm so frustrated with them. I don't even care anymore. I'm just like, here's the order number, the date, the total before shipping. And again, and then the other thing that I need to know technically, if you're aware of it, is the link you clicked on before you place the order. If you know it, because that's part of it too. Because they like to argue with me over that, and that is part of their system. Because they're just like, well, you don't know if they clicked on it. I'm like, seriously. So those are the things that I need to know. I'm pretty sure. I can actually double check that right this second. We can go like this, and I can quickly look. Doop, doop, doop. Yeah, that's what I need to know. Yes, that is the info I need. So, yeah, loads of fun. People have been messaging, and I appreciate it. I appreciate the support regardless. Um, yeah, it's been frustrating, and the brands are working behind the scenes. A lot of the brands have switched to other affiliate providers because they are beyond frustrated, and I get it. I get it. So yeah, they're all working behind the scenes to either use alternate things or fix all of this. It's just it's been a literal nightmare for those of us that do this as a job. It hasn't been good. So love it so much. Okay, so when you use here we go. When you use the Simon Says stamp cleaner, I assume. Do you also wipe with a wipe? It seems kind of oily. It is. The Ultra Clean, and like Simon Says Stamp has it, Hero Arts. It's the same brand of cleaner. They have different stamp brands, package it. But Ultra Clean comes under different umbrellas. So there's Hero Arts has it, Simon has it, and I'm sure there's other brands that have it too. But it's the same cleaner. And yes, it has and this is why I don't use this very often. I use it when I need to because it does have a little bit of an oily residue. So if I use this, I either wipe it again with a baby wipe, depending on what I'm doing, or I'll use this after, and that cleans it right off. But this stuff is good when you've got like for the really stubborn inks, like archival inks, because archival, if you've ever worked with like archival, stays on, etc. But archival more than anything, that ink, because of just the way it's formulated, it is stubborn because it's meant to be, because it's meant to, like, you can stamp that ink onto acetate. So this will get that stuff off. Like it will clean those stamps. Or I use this too if I've been using like archival inks, or just I have used so much ink and my stamp is just gross. Another thing you can do though is if you've got, because like, and people that have bought like old stamps, spray this on, you can clean it out really, really well, and then take your stamp to the sink and just give it a rinse with water, maybe a little bit of gentle soap, like dish soap or whatever, and it's good to go. Again, don't let it soak. But yes, it does have a bit of a residue, which that's why I don't use it very often, but it comes in handy. I likes it. So, yeah. Okay, how do we get that name? The order info, people can either message me on my Facebook page. The Facebook page is linked directly below. You can also email me. Email is a little bit, literally a bit more hit and miss for me because my email is just prairiepaperandink@hotmail.ca. But my email is a black hole vortex of chaos. So just because people do find my emails because it is on like my old website and stuff like that, and I just haven't updated things. But yeah, I try to respond to emails when I get them from people. I just can't guarantee sometimes. It's like I'll see it and I'll love whatever, some people have sent me images of cards they've made, things like that, but it just you guys don't even want to know. I think someone would run screaming if they saw the status of my email. Cuz I have 5 million things going on all the time. All the time. It's bad. So anyway, okay. Oh. So I sealed the sides. 3 sides. And even with all my talkie, I didn't forget. So we don't want to seal the last side because we got to put stuff in here to make the shaker bits. And then to do that, I'm going to use some confetti and a bit of glitter. I don't use loose glitter very often. However, that is one of the perks in my mind of flat shakers because they're a little more sealed up. So there's no open edges or places for things to escape technically. And also, this is not fine glitter. I wouldn't often use like fine glitter also because fine glitter is just going to like cling to the packaging. But I thought I would add just a bit to these along with some gold confetti. So we're gonna put a bit in here. Ooh, I said a bit, not a ton. Let's take a little bit of this out of there. Maybe a little bit more. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Okay, go with that. We'll add some to this one. And then we'll add a tiny bit more. Yeah. So got that. And then my trusty, where did my little spoon go? Where is he? There he is. My little spoon. So we're going to take some of the glitter, just a bit of it. Remember, not tons. Just to give it, it'll just give it a little extra sparkle, So a couple little scoops of that. Yeah, just a smidge. Just a smidge. There we go. I tried finding your Facebook page the other day. It's linked in the description below the video. If you have to if you expand the description box below the video, my Facebook page is linked like directly there, and yeah, you just have to scroll all the way down because I have all my socials linked at the very bottom of the description. And then doesn't loose glitter cling to the packaging? Kind of. That's also why, though, I went with this, because this is the Simon's Unicorn Confetti here. It's beautiful, but it's a little more chunky, so it's not as bad. That's what I was going on about with the fine glitter. I've done it. I know I'm positive in my playlist of flat shake. I know I've used like fine glitter before, but you do need to be more careful because fine glitter, it's just, and with acetate, even if you used like anti-static powder, it's just, that's what it's going to do. It's going to like and cling to everything. But this isn't too bad. And that's also why I did the mix of the confetti and the glitter, because the confetti can kind of knock the glitter down, That's the method behind the madness. So we did that, and now we got to seal these up so I don't dump glitter everywhere, because, that wouldn't be fun. So we'll get that off of there. And then seal up the last side. Do it again. Is the spoon you're using linked? Yes, and the unpaid intern can link to it in the chat because it is linked. Yeah, I bought this years ago. Tonic made it, and it's so convenient. It's just, I love this little thing. I don't know. And yeah, for scooping like glitter, you can technically use it to like scoop embossing powder too, but I only use it really for like glitter. Okay, so we did all that. And then let me, boop, where's my other scissors? Okay, so, and I've talked about this video, now maybe I can show it a little bit better. When you've done it this way, folding these pieces over, they, see, the edges can kind of like stick out past the corners. And then, what are we going on about? Did I miss something? Oh, that's what you're going on about, Rochelle. You found my name. Yeah, yeah. That I have my business, like my Prairie Paper and Ink page, link below. My personal Facebook. Nobody wants to be friends with me on Facebook. That's eh, meh. But yeah, my business one is the one where I post all the crafty stuff, and that's what's linked linked below. Okay, so the little edges that, yeah, there we go. You can kind of see that they're like popped up. They kind of overlap. Those are what I cut off. So I just kind of go like this and then just snip that off. So everything's still sealed in and good to go. And that just removes those little bits from hanging over the edge of the panel. Just like that. So now I've just got a flat shaker. So then we do the same thing. And then I use, and then my brain stopped. I was like, and then I use, I don't know what I use. I'm using scissors. Just basic scissors. Okay, there we go. So there. So the thing always to remember with flat shakers, because there is no, since we haven't used foam tape, you know, there's not as much space, you know, because when we pop things up with foam tape, you've got that, you know, space between the top layer, the bottom, you know, for things to move. With flat shakers, you don't have that, you know, so there isn't as much space. So you're not going to get as much shakerage. I don't know what you call it, you know, but it still works.
What kind of a term is shakerage?
I don't know. It's my term, okay? It's my channel. I make the rules. Yeah. So, but for me, I think it's worth the trade-off because then these are flat. Like literally, they're flat. So they're easier to mail because shaker cards, because of the height of foam tape, etc., you're going to have to use a padded envelope, etc., which again is fine, but sometimes it's just nice to, it still works. It works. It's fun. I love it. Okay? Yeah. That's what we're doing. So, we got our flat shakers. And then, yeah. So Simon released this with their new release, their own scoring board. I literally just opened the package before I went live. The thing that stood out to me just on my first perusal of this, I literally haven't used it, was these parts are open, which is nice because you're going to get a better score. And I'll show that when I actually score the cardstock. So I noticed that and I was like, that's kind of cool. And then I also noticed that like we have the inch markings, and this is every eighth of an inch are the score lines, and do inches. But then they put centimeters on this side, which I thought was thoughtful. Even though we're Canadian and we're on the metric system, I don't do nothing in centimeters. Ever. Like, ever. Except for, like, when they're just like, you're 170 centimeters tall or whatever. And I'm just like, what does that mean? That sounds short to me. Anyway. And then the other thing I noticed is on the back of this, it's got the thingy and stuff to make envelopes. So I thought that was kind of cool. And there's even these little indented things where you can press cardstock and you can use the tool to like do dry embossing. I'm never gonna do that. Let's be honest. I'm not gonna do it. But I thought that was cool. Just cool little extras. It does come with its own little scoring tool that how do you, there you go. It like slides in here, and it does have, I do like this little like edge to it, but I don't like plastic scoring tools ever. I prefer the Teflon one. This'll work. And when I first got a scoring tool, I use mine, but I find like over time they will wear down. Teflon lasts significantly longer. All my Teflon bone folders, I have multiples of them. Just brands have sent me them over the years, etc. But I remember purchasing my first one when they first became a thing, and I had to like save up because they're not cheap. They're not super expensive, but they're not cheap. And I was like, but everyone kept saying they're so amazing, like Teflon. I was like, really? Like, really? Is it actually? And then I got one and I was just like, best thing ever. Will not go back. Love my Teflon bone folder. So anyway, having the gaps just means that you can start the score. And I'm going to actually I'm going to probably get rid of this little dude. He's in the way. So we've got the 5.5 mark here. And having those little gaps means you can get right up. So you're scoring right past the edge of the cardstock. That's what that's meant for. Because normally you're actually supposed to, with the ones that are solid, is you move your cardstock down a bit so that you actually can get that score right past the edges of the cardstock. So you score it, you fold it. I always use the very edge because cardstock isn't always exact. And then I always reinforce the score because I use heavyweight cardstocks. This is Simon's black cardstock, so I always reinforce it with the edge of my bone folder. And then I got my card base. It doesn't have rubber feet. It doesn't. Like, that was the other thing. Although it's got little spots. They didn't come in the package. Yeah, it has little circles for them. So if a person wanted to, you could add those little clear, selfie. And I have them. I actually have some around here because I save all those things. I've got multiple drawers in the house of, random IKEA bits and that kind of stuff, which Chris always thought I was crazy until, how many times did they come in handy? Those little wooden dowels that you've broken. And then I was like, it's a good thing I saved the other ones. Yes. Anyway, you could stick them on there. That would work. I might have to do that later. But again, for me, it's not a big deal that it doesn't have little feet on it, because it's like, I'm literally going to, the minute I'm done with this, I'm going to pick it up and I stick it in the same basket that I keep my grip mats and sticky mats and all the things. So, but yeah, you could totally do that. So, and the reason why, for anyone who's like kind of new, the reason why we score the cardstock is when you're working with heavier weight cardstocks, paper fibers vary in the direction they go. And there's ways you can like kind of test it out by like with the cards. I'm not going to bother, and I don't have time for that. I'm not going to sit here with my cardstock and be like, which way is a paper fiber going? Who cares? I'm still going to cut it the same way and score it the same way. It doesn't matter to me. Anyway, the reason though is if you don't score it and you just try to fold it in half, a lot of times those paper fibers are going to crack. So scoring it. So, and the thing to remember too, which I can't really show, you're not going to be able to see it on camera, is I've scored it this way. So I've made my score. So the score line is going like this. So right now this is the valley. This side's the mountain where it's bumped up. And you fold it just the way I did it. So score, fold. Does it matter if you do it the other way? Not really. It honestly doesn't matter. But certain cardstocks, you'll notice that, especially the really heavyweight, like Simon's 120-pound weight that I like to use, any really heavyweight cardstocks, if you notice you're getting a ton of cracking, it's probably because they're not scored. You just got to give it a good score. I'll reinforce it, and we're good. We're good to go. So, okay, and just, yeah, perfect. Perfect. So now we have our card bases. And that's all I did was I took a black piece of cardstock, cut it in half, scored it. So these are top folding A2 sized cards. And to adhere our shakers, I need to bury the bump. Yeah, that's kind of how it works with scoring. Is, yeah, you score it, and then the bump is on the inside, and then you bury it. That works. So then, to adhere these, I'm going to put, because remember what I was saying about liquid adhesive on us, it just doesn't want to play nice, man. So I'm going to put the Terrific tape around the perimeter again to make sure this just stays, you know, adhered and doesn't fall off the card. Just like so. And also get rid of these little bits. Get rid of the little bits. And then we're gonna do that with the second one. Just like so. Like that. The black cardstock base makes the rainbow look so vibrant. Exactly. Exactly. When I'm doing rainbow stuff, a lot of times I like to add, yeah, either a black card base or just black accents, black splatter, whatever, because it just makes everything pop. Love it. Love it. So I get that on there. We'll peel off the backing. Just like so. Oop. And then, just to give it a little extra security, I'll add my liquid glue on the back here where the cardstock is. And then I gotta make sure I get this centered before I commit. There we go. So that's one down. And then we just need to do it a second time for the other card. I reinforced my score line and I made a little groove in my Teflon bone folder. Oh no, it will happen over time. My bone folders, and I don't know if, I don't think I can really, you can kind of see it, but mine have grooves. Mine have little grooves in them because I make a lot of cards, you know, I do this as a job. So mine over time, and mine I've literally, and I don't think any of mine, I've also like worn down the tip a bit, because like I said, I have more than one bone folder, but I've literally worn down, and that takes a lot. These last forever, but I've actually taken, what did I do? I think I took sandpaper. I'm pretty sure I took sandpaper to one of mine because I used it so much and it no longer had like a nice point. And I took sandpaper and just sanded it back to a point. And then I think I just used a really fine grit to like smooth it out a bit. And that was good to go. That's what I did. Because it's like, I'm not buying another one. Like, you don't need to. I make a lot and use a lot. But yeah. Yeah. There we go. Okay. So then we did the same thing. Dry adhesive around the perimeter, bit of liquid glue in the center, and then we center this on the card base. There we go. And you commit. So we do that. So I got my card bases. We got our rainbow. And then we're going to, of course, follow that with the pieces we did for the inside. So we're going to take liquid adhesive, run that along. We don't need much. And then stick that on the inside of the card. So then we've got a place to write to the recipient, which I know he's posted it in the chat, but for those that might be newer, we do give away the cards that I make during the live, and the form for that is in the description box below the video, where you can put your name and address. And as always, we do not keep that info. I do not share it. I do not sell it. Nothing. It's just to mail out cards to the winners, and then I delete all of that. And we set up a new form every single live stream, because yeah, I don't play with people's personal info. So yeah, and I've been getting better about getting the cards mailed out in a decent amount of time. I mailed out last week's lives, so hopefully those will show up in the near future. So there we go. Your nail tech side coming out to file down the bone folder. Yeah, maybe. I do have many. Still got all my nail files. And then, yeah, sandpaper, all the things. Yeah. So then to adhere, same thing. So to adhere this to this, I'm not going to use liquid adhesive, because it's just, no, it's just not going to do it. So we're going to use the TEAR RIFIC tape to adhere this to the front. So just stick some of this on there, just like so. And then, do you announce who wins the cards? Oh yeah, we announce it during the live.
Yep, right at the end.
The only times I don't is those rare times. Like I did a bonus live. That was last week, the week before. I don't even remember, you guys. I did a bonus live all by myself. And that one, those times when it's just me, and if I'm still doing it like a giveaway like that, I set it up and then I do that. It gets announced like on the description or in the blog post or wherever. But for the lives, we announce it at the end, because he will pick winners during the live, and then we'll announce it, and then I'll mail them out, because it's fun. Why not? Why not? Okay, so peel the backing off, just like so. In fact, you can do that. You can pick winners, because I'm almost done. We're doing great today. Trying to beat the storm. We'll see. So we're gonna center that guy up, just like that, and commit. There we go. And then do the same thing with this one. And this is how we get 2 for 1 cards. And I love it, because if I can do it, anybody can do it. There we go. Okay, I'm taking it. Well, for now, I just bug me. I don't want to like throw that out. Let's just put him back on there. Put him away over there. I got a huge mess to clean up. And then, have you tried the new Tim Holtz spritz? Would it work as splatter? Oh, heck yeah. The way those things were designed, from what I can tell, is like they give a splatter effect. I did order them. They will be here soon, because those were released, what, a week or two ago? And I had so many people commenting and asking me about them, because it's like they are meant to be. I love it. They're shimmery, splattery, distress colors. Love it. So yeah, I ordered them. They'll be here like in a week or so, and you guys will see. I'll do videos once I get my hands on them. I'm excited. I'm so excited for them. So okay, so there's the cards. I'll zoom in a little bit. There we go. So we got, like I said, they aren't gonna like be super shakery. You're not gonna get good shakerage, but they still shake. That's all that matters, And they're shimmery, and there's glitter in them, and I'm all for it. I'm all for it. So yeah, 1 stencil, 1 piece of cardstock, 2 card fronts, and 2 on the inside too. Love it. And then we've got winners. Here, wait, let me switch to my fancy There we go. Look at me being all amazing. There we go. Okay.
All right. So we have a Dawn L from Alliance, Nebraska.
Dawn in Nebraska.
Yeah, and Kathy C from Boise, Idaho.
And Kathy C in Idaho. I will hopefully get these mailed out this week. No promises, but I should hopefully get them mailed out this week. Oh my goodness. So yeah. Yes, shakety shake. You gotta love a good shakety shake. Here in the, there we go. You know, super, super fun. And the power stayed on. Yeah. In fact, the sky from what the little bit I can see out of the garage window, yeah, it's like sunny and totally calm. We'll see. The storm isn't supposed, if it does hit, it's not supposed to hit for another couple hours. They said late afternoon.
Yeah, 4 o'clock.
Yeah, so we'll see. But I still wanted to get this done, you know, because I don't want to leave everything on if there's going to be a big storm, because that's the last thing we need. But yeah, I appreciate you guys. Oh, there you are. Yay, there's Kathy. Hello.
Yeah.
So congrats. Love it. There we go. That works. Oh, and yeah, there's Dawn too. Yay, that's fun. I like it when they're actually still in the chat, because there's people that like enter and then they just nope out of the live.
Yeah.
It's like, really? Like, why would you even want a card from me if you don't even want to sit through the live? I don't get it. But well, I also get those some people are busy. Yes, like they were commenting at the beginning and they're like, they'll come back for the replay. I get it. I do get it. My replay crew is, I don't know. It still blows my mind. It'll never not blow my mind, because I refuse to allow myself to get that full of myself, even though I'm like, I'll be sarcastic about, you know, I'm amazing. It still blows my mind that people like to watch my content and listen to me ramble, and I don't know. It's weird to me. I don't get it. I still managed to get glitter. Do you want some?
Yeah, you can just rub it on my face.
There you go. There you go.
Now I'm a glittery face.
At least it's chunky glitter. It'll go away.
Yeah.
It'll go away. Or maybe it won't, because glitter is the herpes of the craft world.
I'm so fabulous now. Yeah,
you're fabulous and glittery. But yeah, and as always, thank you to my unpaid intern for helping with the moderating in the chat, even when he's not paying attention. Did you update all my games while you were doing that?
Some of them are going to start like later this afternoon, but yeah.
Oh, because they're probably big.
Yeah, one of them was like
big, huge files of downloads. Yeah, probably not a good thing to like try and deal with that while I'm live. Yeah, that's just using up all our bandwidth. I want the tractor mod.
Oh, the tractor mod's there.
Yeah, I'm excited. I love Stardew Valley. I've talked about that in other. I've actually made a card recently, one of the mushroom ones, on my channel, and it was inspired by Stardew Valley. Just one of my it is my ultimate favorite game. It is so good, and you can play it because people have been asking me. Stardew Valley you can play on a computer, but you can also get it for like the Nintendo Switch.
Yeah, on your phone.
There's a mobile version. I've never played the mobile version. I don't recommend the mobile version though, because I've heard like it doesn't have near the things. But you can download it for the Switch. It's cheap on the Switch. Don't buy the actual like game disc, because it's like 3 times as much. But yeah, you can download it on the Switch. It works. I prefer it on the computer, because yeah, there's like mods and things that completely change the game, and I'm obsessed. It's so fun. Like I have been playing that game now for 4 years or something. When the pandemic hit, I got into that, and it was just the best. I love it. It's one of my favorite games. So yeah, now you're the glittery unpaid intern.
Yes.
So just making sure glitter never goes away. Yeah, that's why it's the herpes of the craft world. Like glitter just, it does. I don't work with loose glitter too often, other than the Distress rock candy glitter. That one, love it. More so like at Christmas time, depending on the things. And then Simon's unicorn, and the other one, the iridescent, that's a little finer. Those are like kind of my 3 go-tos with loose glitter. But I don't work with it that often, because it's messy. But It's so pretty, and I have butt tons of the rock candy glitter because I stocked up when they had their limited edition big containers of it that you can't see in this camera, but they're behind me, and I love it. So anyway, um, my son loves that game, and he's been trying to get me into it. Try it out, seriously. There's a lot. It's a lot to take in the beginning, like, and it has its own wiki. There's the Stardew Valley wiki, and you need that as well. You just go online, you just search up Stardew Valley wiki, and because there is so much to that game, so much like to the characters and how to find things, just so much. But it is just anyone can play it. It's super easy to play, but there's so much that it will keep you going for. I've been playing it for years. Years. I love it. It is my for my anxiety and my depression, and I'm not even exaggerating. I will like curl up and play that game, and it's the one thing I can do to kind of zone out a bit and just have fun, and it's not super super difficult or, cuz yeah. Um it's just a great game. I love it. I love it. That one, and then Legends of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom, that was the newest one. I got into that one. We talked about that in one of my lives like months ago because that came out end of last year and it was a Christmas gift. And so I've been playing that one. Haven't played it in a while, but that one's really fun too. But that's a totally different type of game. And then Animal Crossing, that's only on Nintendo Switch. Same with Zelda. Um, that's a really cute. It's really cute. So yeah, but Stardew Valley, my holy grail, top favorite game. Love it. I will never probably not love that game. And then yeah, I've got like a bunch of mods for it that Chris has helped me with. I could figure out myself, but I'm lazy and I just don't want to, and that's his thing. So I make him do it, and that's what he was doing. Was updating all the mods and things because you can change everything. You can change the looks. You can add extra content. There's a lot. I could go on and on. I literally considered setting up a second channel just to do Stardew Valley content, but I was like, I'm not a gamer, like, in that sense, and yeah. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah. Um, yeah. How about Animal Crossing? Yeah, Animal Crossing is super fun. It's just so cute. I haven't played it in a long time, but I played it a lot, and I have, like, I don't think I can show it. I've got some little like Animal Crossing characters and stuff in here, but some of them are really high up, so you can't see them. And like my kids have made me little Animal Crossing themed things, and I had an awesome viewer sent me the limited edition. They had limited edition cards. There's a name for them, and I can't remember what they're called. That you scan with your Switch, but they were limited edition, and they were only available at Target. Weren't they They were the Hello Kitty Animal Crossing. Yeah, that crossover. Love. So yeah, it's fun. Um, I've tried to get my hubby to buy a Nintendo Switch while we're doing camper life for 9 months while we build. Oh heck yeah, get a Nintendo Switch. Do it. Do it. Love it. Cause yeah, and also they're coming out with like a lot of really good games for the Nintendo Switch this year and next year. They're finally bringing the Hello Kitty Island Adventure. That's coming out next year. I showed it to Chris and I was like, I guess that game has existed for many, many years online, but now Nintendo Switch is gonna release like a version of it, and I'm so getting that. I'm so down for it. It's Hello Kitty, really. So it's like basically like Animal Crossing, but specifically Hello Kitty. I'm so for it. So yeah, amiibo cards. Is that what they're called? Amiibo cards? I don't even remember. I have like all that kind of stuff. But yeah, I have those limited edition ones that someone sent me, which was so awesome because yeah, we couldn't get them in Canada, which like seriously. And yeah, it's just a fun little game. I played it a lot with my older kids during the pandemic, and it was just fun because we'd visit each other's islands, and it's a really cute game. It's really cute. Anyone can play. It's just a cozy, super simple, fun little game, and your little characters, and you can have little people living on your island, all these cute little animal villagers, and it's the best little game. I love it. It's adorable. So, yeah. Anywho, thank you guys for tuning in and for chatting with me. And yeah, even chatting video games. I love me some video games. And stay tuned. I will have a ton of content coming. Because one, it's month end. I have a whole bunch of videos that I need to get uploaded. I've been having issues with that. That's also part on top of all my stress, is just having issues uploading videos. But we managed to get through a live. The cameras worked. So nothing froze. We're good. We're good. That makes me happy. So and I will get these, do like I always do, the photos. I'll edit the blog post. I'll post it on the social medias, all the things like I always do. I did have a video go live earlier today. So you can check that out if you missed it, because that went up this morning, because I was part of an Instagram hop for that one. That was using some of the newer like collab release they just did. So that one went up. And then, yeah, I'll have a whole bunch coming this week. I might go live again this week as a bonus live. No promises. I'm not exactly sure when. I was almost thinking tomorrow, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to make that work. So I make no promises there. But I might be able to do a bonus live this week. We'll see. We'll see. I will try to announce it with as much of a heads up as I possibly can. You guys know, I'm all over the place. Keeping to Sundays is more than enough for me usually. So yeah. You mentioned Zelda. I played that one back in the day on the first Nintendo. Oh yeah, because Zelda's been around since 85. He knows. I've never played a Zelda game. I mentioned this whenever we were talking video games and whatever live. It was months ago. I've never played a Zelda game in my life. Never played any of the old ones, which Chris was just like, have you even lived? What the heck? Like, what the heck? And I'm just like, dude. All right, I was sheltered. I grew up very non-traditionally, not getting into it. Anyway, never played a Zelda game. So that was my first one. And I will admit, like, I struggled. I really struggled. It was rough. But once I started figuring it out, and then I actually got pretty darn good at it. And I've really been I was really enjoying playing it. And like, my kids actually thinking that I was kind of cool. You know, because they were like, wow, mom knows how to like do this and like find cool things. And I'm like, yeah, I'm super hip and with it. So yeah, it's a good game, the Zelda games. But yeah, eventually I'll go back and maybe play some. There's a new one coming. That's what I was saying. Yeah, there's a new Zelda game coming out this year. Is it this year it's coming out?
But right before Christmas.
Yeah, there's a new one coming out where you actually get to play as Zelda and not Link. But it's a totally different style. It's very like cutesy looking, but I'm just like, hey, I'm all for that. So lots of good content. I'm all for it. It'll be Christmas this year is gonna be probably pretty awesome for my kids. Like it isn't anyway, but anyway. Okay, so Wednesday morning would be great. Yeah, Kathy Zielski goes live on Wednesdays. I will never go live on her time. She does noon though. Noon Central, I think is her set time. It's like, yeah, noon Central is the time she usually goes. And I know she's going live this week. She didn't last week, and I think the week before, because she actually went on vacation, and so she hasn't been live in a couple weeks. I miss my Kathy Zilski lives. I'm looking forward to this week. It'll be fun. Gotta love some CZ lives. So yeah, she'll be going live. I'll figure something out. We'll see. Everything's chaotic, but I'm gonna go. Our power stayed on. The storm has not. We'll see. It literally looks it's beautiful outside right now. So yeah, we can go for a little walk. I'll do all my work, and yeah, I will talk to you guys later.